The AI podcast, the AI podcast, the AI podcast. Poo-doo-doo, poo-doo-doo. Okay, now
Okay.
this is the intro. Intro's done.
We've got a special episode for you people talking about some AI models, and I don't mean like LMLs or
Mhm.
those generation, but actual like Instagram model type influencers. Other than that, though,
Yeah,
we
when you
have a
look at them, you would think they are real people.
exactly. But other than that, we have a small request, and that is that we're looking for a new name to really rebrand ourselves into more of a news channel. So if anyone has any
Mm.
suggestions of what we can name, drop them in the comments. And with that being said, let's get into the so like so what are these AI models like? You're probably wondering if you're not already introduced to anyone while scrolling through Instagram or other platforms. Basically, what they are is that they're just influencer models. Okay, they're like but they're made using imaging tools like DALL-E, MidJourney, and Stable Diffusion, or there's something. If you go on the website right, and you just search "I want to create an AI," you get bamboozled with so many different AI generating influencer type of image generations. There'll be Gen influencer, AI influencer generation, blah blah, so many things like that. So that's what people are doing, right? They're just like they're going on Instagram and just setting up these images of that's been procedurally generated. So now so you're probably after I haven't heard of everything I said, you're probably wondering what do these AI models look like? Like, do they look like some really horrible, messed up features and stuff? Well, get ready because you're about to be bamboozled. And here, this is Aitana.
Yeah, so first model we're covering Aitana, which goes by the fit underscore Aitana. You can find it. Just search Aitana, you'll find her. She has 324,000 followers, so you know she's big. Now, if you go through her content on, if I didn't tell you she's AI generated, do you really think you could actually tell that she's AI generated? Absolutely
Exactly.
not. Like if you open her images, look at the detail on the hair, look at the detail on the skin, and the clothes and the backgrounds, everything, all of this, and I mean it, all of this is AI generated. All of this, none of this is like an actual picture, an actual person. This is not an actual person. Now, it this person can is probably modeled after a real person. So whatever AI tool that was trained was probably trained on a data set of one specific person or multiple people, and that mix of all those people or just that one person's data created Aitana. So that is how AI models are generated because you have to train
Exactly.
everything.
Everything has a
So
data set beforehand.
exactly. But this person that you guys see on the screen, this is not a real person. This is
Yeah.
AI. And
She may
this
resemble
is
maybe a real person, like, but
hmm,
in, but in that and that's the thing. She's been trained on someone's pre-existing data set, right?
yeah, like
And
extremely high quality, and you can't even tell at first glance that she's AI. You have to go and read her bio in order to understand. So this is what we mean when we say AI model. We're not talking about broken fingers, broken
yeah,
faces, or very fake, very clearly animated faces. Like, of course, there are AI models, low quality AI models out there, but that's not the quality that we're talking about. We're talking about high quality AI models, and you can generate that easily, for very cheap even. You don't even have to spend that much money to train it.
yeah. You can actually like, for example, if we start considering into what are the actual requirements to train an AI model. First of all, if you want to train, there are a lot of services that just like allow you to just use their systems online. You don't need to run anything locally, like Gen Influencer, DALL-E, MidJourney, and there's even Leonardo AI. These all, if you, but these have paid subscriptions, most of them, to get the better features and to use it longer. But you can also
Also,
use
they are
them.
limited. Like you cannot
Yeah,
create NSFW or anything like that.
exactly. They're limited in that. Okay. But
Mhm.
if you want to, but coming on to the more local side, right? Like Aitana is definitely created locally, right? Because
Yeah.
getting this type of efficiency and well, like textures is just not possible on most of these drawing ones. You need because they're limited by scope and by the and they're trained on so much data. So, but this one, Aitana's data is more specific, more tailored to her. So that's why she's so nice. Like for example, to get started on generating AI models locally, you would at least a minimum need to make a realistic model, like 4 to 6 GB VRAM just to get started, and then it goes up and up, right? Like if you have in 4090, the faster generations because the more VRAM.
Yeah.
I think so she's made on something even beyond this. She made on proper server systems like the A6000
Mm.
from Nvidia that has like 48 GB VRAM and stuff like that. And if like
Yeah,
there's even
and
art, yeah,
also these images are not just generated and posted right away.
yeah,
There's heavy photoshopping involved as well. You don't have to do that now. If you are able to generate image like perfect from the get-go, you don't have to Photoshop. But a lot of times there will be some flaws that you will have to fix in Photoshop. So
yeah.
keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, like there are a few articles about Aitana online where they talk about how like the team isn't really open about the data set they use or how they made it, but they have shared details that there's a whole production process behind it, where there's a set studio team, marketing team, and then the Photoshop team, and then the team that creates the AI. Like Aitana is a very high end, like high level scale of AI models, right?
Hmm.
She's like the
Now,
epitome
if we
of
move on to
this another model, right? And this model is called IMALS 87. She she in hindsight has 709K followers compared to Aitana's 300K or 234K. I can't remember the exact number, but you can see it in that. And like if you look at IMALS, right? Like now she has a whole different vibe going, and you're probably noticing she also has videos on her channel, on her page. I mean, but in her
yeah,
vibe as well. Like if you notice, she's like on very much more seductive, more revealing vibe, and then her model is even based more on that type of system. Like I mean, but if you look at her images as well, right, they're not bad images per se. They have high
but
contrast,
they are
sharp
not
images.
Aitana level.
Yeah,
They
they're
are
not
not
identical.
Aitana level.
Like to a trained eye, if I look at this image of Ayman, it's the one I have opened up. You can see that she looks AI. Like her detail and everything is
Mm.
there, but there's something about her body structure and it's that is like a painting type of style. There's like something
Yeah, but
unrealistic about it.
there's a thing like that is if you actually have are very aware of these AI models and you have been working with them, then you
Yeah,
can tell like if you look at a picture, you're like, yeah, this is AI generated. But to an untrained eye, if they look even if they look at eye analysis images,
yeah.
they would genuinely think that this is a real
Mm.
person. When I saw it the first time, even I got confused.
Like
I
you
had
can
to read the
scroll
bio.
through her comments right here. You can see people calling her, tagging beautiful, blah blah. You look beautiful in the red dress,
Mm,
and then hearts and hearts and hearts and hearts, and even more. Maybe if you keep scrolling down, we'll find someone who might say that oh it's AI, but it's very like most populous people can see it, they won't really notice it from inside. Then not only that,
yeah.
if you open her video, right, she has these videos. Now you're probably wondering how does she generate these videos? Is she generating them using tools like Runaway or Sora? No. Here's the like the, probably what I would like to call the darker side of AI model generation. They're using space swap models, right? This is probably an existing models video that I'm Alice has her face up. You probably remember a few years ago deepfake when games started saying, well,
Yeah.
deepfake didn't just disappear. It has been enhanced and it's been at a very good point nowadays. Like it can make super realistic deepfakes from just face swap. I mean, look at this one of I'm Alice. You can see that it literally looks like it's just her, and there's no deepfakes, but it is another model's footage that's taken, and that has been used. I don't know if they have permission from the model to use the footage, or they just use it because the face has been swapped. So it comes on the authenticity thing, right? Like, is it still the same video that was before the face swap, or is it a new video altogether? But now you're probably wondering, like, are these just a few ML models that are just here and there? Is there something to be worried about? Well, I'm not sure about the worried part, but what I can tell you is that there has been an influx of AI models on Instagram as of late, like to the point where I have to look at their bio to find out if they're real or not. And just
Yeah.
after like a little deeper research into looking for more fresh accounts, we found this account that seems to have just started recently. It just has like 21
Yeah.
followers, and stuff, but here,
The username for this account is hanakaori_official. They have 16 posts, 21 followers, 17 following. Now, from these 21 followers, majority or most of them are probably just
yeah.
bots and stuff like that.
Mm,
But if you go through their account, so on first glance on this account, you can see the artistic approach. Like you can see this whole picture. I don't know what it's called, like a banner post or carousel post. I don't know what it's called, but
mm,
it's one of those where you post like three images or multiple images to make one
yeah.
whole picture, and they have the Hana Kaori name, the blue paint, whatever for the aesthetic, and they have the face right there. Now, if you look at consistency, the consistency is there. Every
Mm,
picture, right? You go down, you can see their images. In my opinion, I think their images are much closer to Aitana than I am
mm,
Alice, because I
they
am
seem a
Alice's
lot more
images are
realistic.
they look yeah, they looked very AI. But if you
Mm,
open this, for example, this first image that I see in the black outfit where
yeah.
she's like turning around, sort of, you can see like her outfit is much more realistic. The background is much more
Mm,
realistic. The detail, the shadows, and all that, the bones and the bone structure, the body structure, even the face, it has that glow and
yeah.
stuff. It looks very hyper realistic. Like,
Mm.
do you genuinely think a normal person would think this is an AI image?
Yeah, that's the part,
Absolutely
right?
not, man.
No. I mean, look at his face maps even. You can even see this face maps done extremely well.
Yeah,
Like,
even
just
the
look at one of his
videos, if you
videos.
look at the videos, yeah, like if you look at this a cat video, you can see like the cat thing is obviously a filter.
Hmm.
But if you look at the face is not breaking. It's right
Yeah.
there. It's a very perfect face swap. You can't even tell this is like a fake image. And
Hmm.
then you have this cosplay video, which is done fantastic. And all the images, they're just done super nice and they look very realistic. And
Yeah.
this is not even the pinnacle of AI model.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is this is like pinnacle in currently pinnacle is Aitana.
Yeah. I
Aitana is
don't.
doing next level stuff. That's why Aitana is getting a lot of sponsors and all that as well, but we
Hmm.
will get on to that. Continue.
Like the thing
You
you have
take
to
over.
notice here is that the even new accounts like Hana Kauri have been able to generate like really well good images. So what does that tell us? That tells us that the ability and the ease of access to the image generating tools that help generate better image and such high quality face maps and stuff is easily accessible to a lot of people. If you have the means to look for them and the tools to run it, like I said, like you just need 4 GB to 6 GB VRAM to get started. I don't know how much this video images took or what, but they look high quality, so maybe there's a little higher VRAM being used over here.
Yeah.
But the main point over here is that like the new accounts have like blowing up everywhere, right? Like you have so many accounts. This one seems to be trying a little different approach with a more artistic niche approach, while
Mm.
you have accounts like I'm Alice really trying to get that, you know, what would be
I
like,
MLS is just more focused on just pumping content out.
yeah,
Just pump, pump, pump.
yeah. She's like
But
trying,
like if you look at
she's trying
Hana
to
Kaori,
bake.
she's taking a more artistic approach.
Mm, so and then you have Aitana that does like the best of both worlds. But that's obviously
Hmm.
because the production value behind him. She's also been here a lot longer than probably many of
Yeah.
these.
But also, although I will say, don't get it confused. Like if you look at Hanakaori, they are clearly generating very high quality images, and
Mm,
obviously photoshopping is also involved in this.
yeah.
Now, getting to this level, producing such level of images is not easy. It's not easy. It's
Mm,
going to take you months of practice and
yeah.
research and just reading and training and all that. It's going to take you a long time to get here. But once you get
Mm,
here, then the process becomes way easier. All you have to do is just sit down, generate a few images, perfect that image, and post it. You don't have to sit
yeah.
down all day and just keep training again and again and again.
Like I'm sure
So
there
it's
will.
not easy, but it's
Mm,
very doable.
like I'm sure there are models out there that don't look as realistic or anything at all, but they're still probably
Hmm.
running or whatever. But
Yeah.
like we don't want to waste too much time on showing you different models. Like let's move on to like what are the bars and the requirements to get into this thing, right? Like we've been talking about throughout this video. And it's like what is it, why do people want to enter this market? They want to enter it because one, we all know like this that influencers, especially good looking influencers, always have make the most like out of their content because they gain followers
Yeah.
easier. They more people listen to them more because they look good, and especially if it's a nice looking woman, then men will flock for her and blah blah blah. And like
Hmm.
this, so that's why, I think that's one very important emphasis of why we are seeing influx of female models in comparison to male. There are a few male models out there as well, but but there probably isn't the market right there is that is for female models. Like if you look at Iton, I'm they're selling their content on FanView, OnlyFans, Patreon. And what type of content are they selling? You're probably wondering. Well, they're selling NSW content, nudes,
Yeah.
videos. Like I'm at
Mm.
Itana alone has like 200K followers on FanView, and like according to the team, they generate over 10K on monthly basis, and that's probably just from FanView, and not considering all the other
Yeah.
aspects like the brand. Like if like let's look at Aitana's this recent New York video, right? She's been like she's on Times Square places playing for this hair color brand. Now, why did the hair color brand choose to use Aitana instead of a real model? One, it's an AI model, so obviously there's no production cost for photo shoots, editing and
It's
stuff.
much
Everything,
cheaper.
yeah, everything will be done by the image generation team that handles it, and they'll Photoshop
Mm.
it as well. You won't have to pay the model separately. You don't have to pay the photographer separately, and whatever, and the lights and all the studio settings. It's all gone, right? Like it's like when you digitalize a store and remove the physical store and you just make it the digital only store. That's what's happening with the influencer market, right? You don't need a
Exactly.
studio if you can just generate a studio quality image while sitting at home and using the machine, the computer. So, like
Yeah,
that's
it's
also
exactly the same thing with drop shipping, right? Like why do people
exactly.
prefer drop shipping? Because you don't need to have a store. Or why
Mm,
people become prefer e-commerce? Because you don't need to have a store. You don't need to have to pay the bills and all that. Same case with the AI
yeah.
model. You don't have to go to the photo shoot, videography, all this. All you have to do is just generate an image
Mm.
to your preferences.
Exactly. Like, and think about the one of the main things that sells on OnlyFans type platform is when the creators go into your DMs to sell you even more expensive videos, like special videos that go for 40, $50. Maybe they'll have a free subscription benefit where you can subscribe for free, but to get access to any of the videos, you would need to pay them through DMs. And who runs these DMs
Mm.
accounts? You're probably wondering. Yet it's not the creator at most times. It's usually someone else hired outsourced to some person or outside who chats with you, and then his whole job is I want to chat with you and to sell you more content, right?
Yeah.
So that's why, and when you think about it that way, then you really gotta wonder like, what's the difference between paying for AI and paying for a real model? Like, is it more like if you're paying for something, you shouldn't you like you might as well take the full benefit. If you pay for an AI model, obviously you're not talking to the AI model, so that's out of the question. But the images or videos you can generate can be more specific to your requests. Like you can have much more special requests because all they have to do is generate the image. While for the real life model might be harder to do that. So this is why this like in market is in so much influx, right? Because there's a whole market, there's an audience that really wants it, even if it's AI.
And
Like
and don't think to yourself that, oh, just because it's AI and people know that, people won't actually prefer
yeah,
this. People actually do prefer this. We
like
have
if
we have
yeah, like
live
mm,
examples right here.
like if you look at even like I even I'll look at the stat from Pornhub, right? Like it shows like the most top like searches, and you can see like hentai is right
Hmm.
there up on top, and that's
Artificial and
animated.
yeah.
It's cartoons, right? And what's the difference? And that's the thing that just shows like the audience that watches this doesn't really have a preference towards like it needs to be someone real. Maybe there are people there, and there's obviously an audience for that as well. But there's an audience for this as well. That's what people are flocking in.
Hmm.
There's accounts after accounts. People are trying to sell these things. Like some are even some might be more trying an artistic approach, like the previous this brand new account we showed you on Akari. Like they might be like maybe there are even accounts other than her who are like we're here just for fun. We're just posting this. We just want brand sponsorships. Like you can use brand sponsorships for these AIs as well. You don't
Hmm.
necessarily have to make them about selling your news and stuff. Like so.
Yeah. Like the best approach for an AI model is what Itana is doing, and
Mm,
instead of what IMLS is doing, because IMLS
mm,
is like restricting its income to just
yeah.
like OnlyFans, FanView. But
Mm,
Itana has OnlyFans, FanView. Itana is getting income from there, and then also sponsorships. But why is Itana getting sponsorships? Because of her content,
yeah.
because of the image and the vibe and the
Mm.
aesthetic that they have made for the
Like right
model.
now,
And that is
people are
exactly
always
what Hana Kauri is
mm,
doing as well.
like companies and people are obviously probably trying to steer away from investing in AI models and hiring them because they don't want to get public anger on them that oh you're supporting AI, you're not supporting real
Mm.
models. But as we go forward, we this is obviously more cost efficient, and even studios might start developing their own AI models, so they don't even have to outsource them.
They
Like
are
so,
already working on this. It's not
yeah,
even like they would. They will.
yeah. Like
This
if
is
you
the
look at
reality.
Aitana, she isn't the company has three other models. If you go on their website, they even offer to create a custom
Hmm.
model just for you that you can use for your brand.
Yeah.
And like the quality of models they're making, like I can see a lot of brands trying to go there on that route to save more money instead of spending
Mm.
money on paying $5 million so that Kendall Jenner can drink Pepsi, or just like $5,000 so you can generate a photo, even
Yeah.
less if you look at even smaller model companies. Like, and
Hmm.
this whole
Like
bit
you can
also,
have an AI model do whatever a real model can do.
yeah, like so. But now, like, just like we come down to the question that you've probably been wondering. Maybe the very reason you click this video for. Is it worth your time to make AI models? See, like,
100%.
yeah, it is, but it also comes down. It's like it's worth it. It's like drop shipping, right? Like this influx is
Hmm.
immediate. If you get in now, you get in early. You
Yeah.
can break it out. People are still doing it. You can try something niche, special enough, but it comes down to like the requirements we talked through other videos. Do you meet those requirements? Do you have the systems? Even if you don't have the system, do you
Hmm.
have to spare cash to rent one of the systems online or use one of the online influencers to generate content, gen influencer and stuff. Then you also need there's a whole learning curve. If you go the local route, then you'll have to learn how to use stable diffusion, and that's a whole long different learning curve of properly generating
Yeah.
images and then gain consistent faces. Like
Hmm.
anything worth doing, this is also hard. It's not as easy as just going type in hot girl and boom, you're making a
Yeah.
million dollars. No, there's always investment, time, and money into this month. Be it however, whatever you think of this, like maybe you think this is cheap way of doing it, whatever. That's not what we're talking. We're not talking about morals and ethics over here. We're just talking about whether it is worth doing in the sense of monetary gain, nothing else. And yeah,
Hmm.
obviously there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of people out there that are interested in these type of content. Like the women aren't buying Rolls Royces and stuff from OnlyFans for no reason, right? Because there's a market over there that
Right.
pays for anything.
So yeah, this AI model, as I say, it's my favorite phrase, is the Bitcoin of 2024 again.
Yeah.
And but that is if you meet the requirements and
Mm,
everything. But if you're watching this, you probably do, maybe do. Good for you if you do. If not,
yeah.
figure out how to match them. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna wrap up this video. My name is Moise,
My name is Hassan.
and this was a AI podcast. Thank you, bye. Thank you guys very much for watching. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
AI podcast, the AI podcast.